Welcome to the channel. I am the Pink Flamingo. If you are new and this is your first time stopping by, welcome. If you are a new subscriber or a returning subscriber, thank you very much. I appreciate all of the support, and I do appreciate all the people that take the time out to hit the like button or leave a comment and help push my video into the algorithm so that others can find my channel. So thank you very much. So we're going to do a bit of a recap, you all, on Trooping the Colors. What did you guys think? You know, the question of the hour was, would Princess Catherine be present? And we did do a pre-read on this channel to see what type of energies was around Trooping the Colors. And I did pull out some of the cards that kind of showed up. And the card that kind of confirmed it for us on this channel was this card. So we knew Catherine would show up, or a woman presenting as Catherine would show up. And someone did. And I think Catherine looked wonderful. Don't you guys think she looked great? I think Catherine, looked the best I've ever seen her. There's been a few other times where she's looked really, really good as well. But I would have to say this was probably one of her best looks. A lot of people felt like she looked a little younger, about 15 years younger. Now, I would say that might be attributed to what I would consider a facelift. Now, I don't know how you ladies feel or gentlemen feel, but do you feel Catherine has had some work done? Because it was giving me a little bit of work. And I started to wonder to myself, did Catherine need to get work done, or what was going on there? I did notice her and her husband were very disconnected. Her and her children were very disconnected. It wasn't giving us the Catherine, I guess, that we usually see out and about at functions, somewhat, right? It was giving us more so a different version of Catherine, is the best way I can put it. But Spirit did give us a card of mental health. So I started wondering, you know, even though I said my read, it could still be a reference to mind control. But Spirit sometimes gives us reference to the crown chakra, which is, you know, your head. And sometimes things can be going on up there. It could be mind control, could be mental health. It could be a bunch of things. But I started to wonder if Catherine somehow was struggling a bit with mental health. And this is why we saw a lot of the odd body movements that we normally don't see with her. But just some food for thought, so that you guys can let me know in the comment section what you think when it comes to Catherine. Now, the Spirit gave us the card of rumors. People would continue to talk. People are still continuing to talk. People are not satisfied. A lot of us are still floating around the possibility of, is this Catherine? Is this not Catherine? Is this Catherine? And many of us now have watched a lot of snippets. You know, TikTok gets the job done. TikTok will get the investigation done. Give them a couple days. They will pull up photos. We will start to compare. And a lot of us have seen a lot of the footage. And some of us pretty much have teeter-tottered between Catherine today and not Catherine. And it's Catherine and it's not. And if you've been teeter-tottering, it's okay. Because I believe most of us are, to a degree. When it comes to Catherine, and whether this is Catherine or whether this is someone that is presenting as Catherine or clone, right? Which is the option that everybody has been saying it's a possibility. Do I believe the possibility of a clone is possible? Yes. Clones exist, just like MK Ultra exists. There's a lot of people in Hollywood that are under MK Ultra. And there are a couple of clones probably in Hollywood. So for me, I believe anyone that comes up with any of those conclusion, it's fair. After the royal family has played games with us for a total of 7 months, with AI photos, an AI video, giving us letters with Colonel Catherine. I think it's only fair to say that the public can't be any crazier than the royal family. So, we got confessions. Spirit letting us know that there'd be lies around this. There would be things hidden and truth would have to come out. There would be smoking mirrors. We'd be watching a bunch of caca, is basically what Spirit let me know. There'd be change, as we see. Change in the family dynamic, change with everything. The balcony looked rather empty this year, didn't it? Spirit also said investigation. Someone's looking into the royal family. Someone doesn't trust them, never have trusted them, or simply someone just wants them to be gone. Now, it could be about Thomas Kingston, or may not be, but Spirit said investigation. And that kind of ties in with the top secret card that I pulled out the deck 2 months ago. And if you haven't watched my last video, I go back and I show y'all the clip it there of the prediction where we saw the top secret card come out 2 months ago. So it came out April 14th and June 14th. William had a meeting with the top secret people. So we're still trying to see how it all plays out, but it was something that came out in Harry's energy. And we do have the memories, which came up in the last reading. And the memories are what people are doing right now. They're comparing, they're going back in time. They're getting photos of Catherine in the past, the royal family in the past, and what they look like, and they're comparing. So a lot of the cards that we got around Trooping the Colors kind of make sense, right? And some of the stuff that we saw watching Trooping the Colors. Now, I seen that Catherine's marriage looked like it was barely hanging on, didn't it? And whether she was a clone or whether it was Catherine, let's just say the interaction between her and William was horrible. And there was a video clip where Catherine is somewhat trying to interact with him, and people can kind of pick up, like, it looks like she's going through a little bit of trauma with just speaking with him, like she's uncomfortable. And I'll share the clip right here with you all. Catherine doesn't look very happy. She looks uncomfortable with him. And she looked that way the entire Trooping the Colors, pretty much, based on the clips that I saw. The kids were very disconnected, which makes me wonder, does the mental health stuff apply? Or are we just simply looking at a whole different woman? Now, for me, I haven't drawn my final conclusion because I'm still waiting on Catherine to speak. Now, I don't know when they're planning on letting this woman speak publicly again, but I feel like I need to hear this woman speak because there's two things that verify someone, and it's their eyes, the window to their soul, and their speech, their mannerism, what they'll talk about, how they say things. It tells us a lot about whether that person is that person, because the way we communicate is a very unique part of us, and it's actually a part of our character somewhat. So we're going to shuffle up a bit, and I'm going to see the energy around Catherine's marriage after Trooping the Colors. Is this couple getting along? Is this them starting reconciliation? Are we going to see more of them? Or are they heading for divorce? Is William gearing up to make a divorce announcement very soon? All right, so let's shuffle up, you all, and see what we can find out about this marriage after Trooping of Colors. Didn't look like the happy couple, did they? And there's a photo with a forceful smile that I want to share with you all right here. Look at the forcefulness in this smile. Very unhappy. It just doesn't look natural. All right, so we're shuffling here, and I'm just going to see what we can find out about this marriage now after the Trooping of Colors, where they're at. Are they going to work it out and try to do it for the kids? I don't know. We'll see. All right, Spirit. What's the energy between this married couple? Princess Catherine of Wales, Prince William, their marriage. Any cards here? Prince William. Princess Catherine. Any cards for them, Spirit, energy-wise? All right. So what I got here is I got karmics, third parties, haters, and lessons learned. This union has a bunch of karmics in terms of the fact that the third party energy, which is him stepping out on his wife, people being involved, maybe people like Camilla, people not wanting them to work out like Camilla, just the odds being against them, and them somewhat surrounding and somewhat like Catherine wearing Diana's ring and just somewhat bringing forth that energy that continues that cycle, that karmic cycle. So Spirit is letting us know like this relationship generally is unstable based on how the union is put together. Just wearing a woman's ring who went through such a horrible marriage has got to be the worst thing to have ever done in general. I probably would have rejected that ring if I was Catherine, respectfully, only because her mother didn't have a happy marriage. I mean, William's mother didn't have a happy marriage. I got the intimacy card, the mutual respect, the unity, and the closeness. Now, I don't believe this represents their relationship. I believe what Spirit is referencing right now is the whole idea of what it should be is intimacy. They should have this mutual respect for each other, this unity and this closeness, but that is not there because this relationship here has chaos, upheaval, disaster, and downfall. This is what it is. Even though this should be where they are not there. This is where they are. The chaos, the upheaval, the disaster, the downfall. And Spirit is saying the couple is exhausted. They're tired of playing nice, maybe for the camera, acting like they actually like each other when they don't. I'm going to pull a couple more cards and see what else I can find. Any more other cards for this Spirit for Princess of Wales, Catherine, Prince William, their marriage, their union. Currently, Princess Catherine and William. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'll pull one last card. Or how many other cards would like to come out for this marriage? What's the energy on this Spirit, this union, after we've seen them together? Okay, I'm getting a full story here. All right, anything else, Spirit? There we go. I think that's enough. So what I got here in this deck, when I always use it, Spirit always references Rose as Smell the Roses. This is how she pops up, either as a twin flame or Smell the Roses. So William is still definitely interested in smelling her roses. I'm getting an isolation card around their marriage, as if Catherine is in isolation and away from him, as if she is left alone. That's the energy I'm picking up. I'm picking up a bit of salty energy, bitter, angry, and petty, which could be what she's experiencing now with this man. And it seems to me, based on the body language I picked up from the Trooping the Colors, I don't know if this couple have been living with each other. And this is why I was saying that there's a possibility that when they went to the Sandringham, it was a reconciliation type trip. It was like, we haven't seen each other, lived with each other in weeks, but let's do this Christmas trip because we have to do it. And we'll do this next trip to Italy. And it could have went all the way bad. It's almost like one of those things where people have been away for so long, and then when you put two people in a room that shouldn't belong together, it kind of caused like an explosion. It's almost like they really don't like each other. So I don't know what to say, but I'm getting the energy that this woman has been in isolation for a little while. And I did get this card the very first reading I ever done, and her energy came through. I had an isolation card and somewhat of a panic energy, like people should know. It was a very weird energy. You guys can go back and check the original reading out. But I did not feel well from that reading, and I was actually very upset and very sad. I just felt very dark. It just left me feeling like I just wanted to be like, no woman deserves to feel like this. So I got the salty and the bitter and the angry. So someone's angry, someone is bitter that maybe Catherine like to move on, or Catherine could be bitter that he wants to move on, or this could be the feeling that they have for each other currently. Maybe they're trying to file a divorce, and the anger is there, and the anger was actually something energy-wise I picked up in the reading around the Trooping the Colors as well. The boundaries, the disrespectful, the enough is enough, and defending myself. So she might have put herself in isolation, you all. I don't know if that's what the MI6 has to do, like if their energy is around that somewhat. But Spirit is saying this woman has put herself in isolation. She has put up boundaries. And Spirit is calling out who she has boundaries up against. The authority, the discipline, and the father figure. Now, I don't know if this energy I'm somewhat picking up is right before Catherine popped back up, because I don't know if this woman is under MK Ultra right now or anything. But what I do know is that based on the energy I'm picking up right now of her marriage, as of recently, it's giving off the energy of this marriage not working, and someone had been in isolation at some point. And I got the narcissistic card, which she's energy wise, it's almost like Catherine's energy is coming through, and she's saying, I got boundaries up. Enough is enough with this disrespectful man. This man who is the father figure to my children, the authority, the disciplinary man in my life. Boundaries are being placed against him because this is what he is. He's a narcissist. Egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. And I'll be honest, you all, when I do the royal readings, the narcissist, the psychopaths cards, they come out. When I do other readings, I use the same deck and it never does. So with the royals, the narcissist and the psychopath definitely comes out in their energy, no matter who I read. It's a little creepy. But yeah, what I'm picking up from Catherine's marriage is it's pretty much over. It was on its way over. Basically probably on its way to the Trooping of Colors. They are just staging this for us, right? Or based on the Kool-Aid smile, we're seeing Catherine forced. Hopefully they didn't get to her and convince her to show up to the Trooping of Colors. But let me get into that also. I'm going to see whether or not Catherine volunteered, because word on the street is that she was forced to come to this event. All right, Spirit, give me a few cards here for Catherine of Wales energy. Was Catherine forced to the Trooping of Colors event by her husband? Was Catherine forced? Princess Catherine of Wales, was she forced to attend Trooping the Colors by her husband, William? Prince William, was she forced into this? Okay. Any other cards? Was she forced into attending this by her husband? So what I'm getting here, I got the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. I got the Seven of Swords in the reverse here. I got the Lovers in the upright. And I do have the Three of Cups in the reverse. So what I'm picking up based on energy with this particular situation is Catherine did not voluntarily want to go to do this. This is not what she wanted to do. So I don't know if they MK Ultra this woman or whatever they had to do to her. But energy wise, what I'm getting is they did something to make this woman appear there, is all I can say. What I'm getting is basically Catherine, this was not worth it for her. She was not willing to attend, but they had to prove something to the public. They had to give us the Lovers in the upright. They had to show us, they are a great couple. They are still strong because people were questioning their marriage. People were questioning a lot of things. So it's almost like they came out to show us that there's still this couple that is united. But Spirit is letting me know with the Three of Cups energy that there was interference. This was not just something that Catherine and William came up with probably on their own. It could even have been King Charles forcing him to do something. The MI6 telling him he needs to produce a Catherine. Not sure, but Catherine, basically, whatever we see of Catherine, whether it's her or not, Spirit is letting me know that William's hand was somewhat forced into producing a Catherine. So a Catherine had to be presented. Okay, so that's what I got for the trooping the colors. Now, I do want to draw attention to another situation. Did you all have time to see a particular photo that was circulating around where Catherine had a scar on the side of her face? Now, Catherine has been photographed for a total of over 13 years. And she is probably one of the world's most famous in terms of most photographed women. Most women like Catherine, whether you're a politician's wife or you're the Princess of Wales like her, you're going to be photographed. So if this particular scar that we are seeing here is a scar that was always there, we would know. And if this was a surgical scar, it would not just be on one side of the face, but it would more than likely be on both sides, since if it was an eye lift or an eyebrow lift, she would be doing it on both sides. So the scars would probably be not healed as well, and we would probably see that on both sides of her face. So I started to wonder, how did the scar happen? And I also know that most plastic surgeons, when they do go in to do plastic surgery for their clients, they do try their best to make the scars as discreet as possible. And when you do some eye lift surgery or anything to do with the bags around your eyes, or a lot of that based on how loose your skin is, they can really pull a lot of those scars into your hairline. So I don't know if a qualified surgeon would necessarily want to give Catherine a scar that long, knowing that she is a woman that is photographed, and that would probably not be best suitable for a woman like that. Who would want to book his services once he's left a scar that length on the face of the Princess of Wales? Who pays $30,000 for a scar of that length or more, right? These procedures are pricey. And as women, when you go in for surgery, or gentlemen, if you go in for surgery, you want to look your best. So the trade-off is, I'll take a scar that's discreetly placed and I'll get the rhinoplasty. But if a doctor says to you, Your rhinoplasty is $40,000, but you're going to have a horrific scar. Most of us will say, you know what? I don't need to fix my nose that bad. So this scar is giving, how did this happen? Did this happen at the Sandringham estate? Is Concha Caleja a little bit correct? Did she hear about a coma, but it was a concussion and it put someone out for a couple of days? Did someone get hit accidentally? Did something tap them in the head? Did they get whacked somehow? Perhaps. Because it's right above her ear. It's somewhat like the temple of your head. You know, that soft spot where right above your ear, right where your eye is where that mark is. So let me know what you all think. Do you think there's a possibility that something happened to Catherine and she concealed her face for a total of a few months from us because she simply could not show her face? And that's why we got these AI photos, these over and over reused clothing, because nobody could really see her based on the damage. Do you think that her face had some reconstruction done? And do you think this is why her smile is off, her nose is off, because everything has been reconstructed? Because I'll say this, P. Diddy, for the people who don't know, P. Diddy is the rap mogul. He was known for assaulting his ladies, allegedly, and they had stated that he had broke his child's mother's nose, Kim Porter, and Kim Porter had to have her nose fixed, and P. Diddy flew in a plastic surgeon that night to have her nose fixed. So do these men lash out? And do they later on put their ladies under cosmetic procedures to fix cracked tooths? When an accident happens, you know, an accident. Let me know what you think about that. So I'm going to see you all. What's the future? Let's just do a quick drop around the royal energy in general, and let's see what's going on with the royals. All right, Spirit, what's the energy of the royals right now? Are these people getting along? That balcony looked very empty. I noticed Princess Anne simply didn't want to stand on it. What's the energy around them currently? They presented Catherine to the world, but Zara had a Pink concert to attend. And Beatrice and Eugenie definitely wasn't there, right? So let's see what's going on with the royal family. What's the energy around them currently? Everything going well? Oh. Very interesting. Any other cards here, Spirit, for this energy? The royal family? What's their energy currently? Oh, there that one goes. Okay, that happens sometimes, you all. Start shuffling a little quick and things get a little crazy. All right. One card did fall just now. Okay, what else do we have here? Interesting. I try to get it shuffling a little quicker these days for you all, but... All right, Spirit, any other cards here for the energy of the royal family currently? Anything we should know about them? Interesting. Wow. You guys are going to say the cards coming out might prove some cloning for my people here. These cards, honey. All right, any more cards here, Spirit? On the royal family's energy, anything you'd like to let us know? Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's see what kind of did its thing here. Ooh, wow. Spirit definitely has a lot of cards. Okay. And they fit. They do actually apply, you all. I got toasting, celebrating and win, the acknowledgement. So Spirit is letting me know right now, you all, there's something that they're very happy about. There's something they're proud about. Hopefully this is not the cloning of Catherine or the MK Ultra of Catherine, and them feeling like they successfully, sorry you all, I'm struggling. They don't feel that they have somewhat pulled this off. Okay? Because right now, a lot of us are still puzzled as to who this woman is. Is this really Catherine? And some of us are like, yeah, this is Catherine, but why did she disappear? She looks great. So Spirit is saying, the royal family feel like they got one on us. They're celebrating. They're toasting right now. They're celebrating their win. Spirit has also given me the card around the royal family, the disappearing acts. Now you see them, now you don't. They will ghost you. The toasting. Spirit said splitting hairs. Differences are small, finding fault in something minor, and petty distinctions, which is what is probably surrounding them. We're hearing that Andrew and Charles is somewhat fighting over real estate, splitting hairs. And this could also apply to Catherine and William if they are trying to go through a divorce and Catherine isn't cloned and she's nothing odd going on with her. Spirit is saying splitting hairs is something in their energy right now. People are splitting things. They're dividing things. And this could also mean Princess Anne. Princess Anne looks like she's ready to walk out the family any day now, honey. She is through. She is over the royal family. Princess Anne just rode in on the horse and she was like, listen, I'm here to ride in on the horse, but after this, I'm going home. I'm definitely not going to stay up there with you all and look like I'm a part of this mess, is what Princess Anne was giving us on Trooping the Colors. Or for Trooping the Colors, I meant to say. Now for my conspiracy theorist, welcome. This card is for you. But guys, sacrifice is coming up. Okay? The more you sacrifice, the more you get, sacrificing too much of yourself and others. This can have a spiritual reference to it. Hopefully, this is not referencing the fact that Catherine has been sacrificed in some kind of way, or they have done something to her. And this is what they're toasting about. We got the disappearing act. Hopefully this doesn't mean this is the last time or one of the last times that we will see Catherine. Now, energy-wise, sitting around the royals, I got several seats. You're getting on my nerves, annoying as F, which is the people in the crowd. They were booing, is what they were saying was going on with King Charles. He was getting a lot of them boos. People were saying, you're not my king. I heard I not heard, but I actually read somewhere that they had signs stating that you're not my king, and they were being held up in the crowd. And I was like, wow. I'm like, I know you people can be savages, but are you really going to come to Trooping the Colors, which is representation of this man's birthday, and tell him that he's not your king? Good job, UK. But hey, they were out there. I got the triggered, the set it off, the offended, the strong victimization. I'm picking up this energy as if it is William, that he's triggered and he's a bit offended because somewhat people are making him out to be the bad guy. People are making the assumption that he's done his wife completely wrong. The parental issues are coming around their energy. parents getting in the way, controlling parent figure. And this is what I was saying to you all about. I think William had the children away from Catherine. We're getting parental issues. A parent that's getting in the way, controlling parental figure, as if Catherine doesn't really have much connections with her children. And I wonder if that's why the children could be disconnected. Like, let's say she's not a clone. Let's say this is really Catherine. Are they somewhat manipulating the children into not liking her or saying things to them to somewhat turn them away from their mother? Because when one parent is not supportive of the other parent, there are parents who are known to poison their children's minds somewhat against one parent. I got the obstacle card, which is the road bumps, the life lessons, the learning from your mistakes, pushing through, breaking through eventually. So Spirit's letting me know that they have obstacles ahead of them. They're going to have mountains to climb. They're going to have things that they can't reach that are unattainable. So their obstacles are coming if they haven't already started presenting themselves. I have the long-term investments, the endless roller coaster, and the long-term outlook around them. So right now, they're doing things like this in terms of trooping the colors. They're hoping that this will be a long-term investment. People will start liking them again, and this is the energy I'm picking up. It's almost like they're aware of the fact that their relevance is somewhat dying out, right? So they're trying to put a long-term investment into their overall image as the royal family. I do realize that there's been a lot of Catherine slander. And I don't believe she's writing her own articles. I believe that these articles are being pushed against her, which makes me wonder if it's very similar to Diana's situation when they started writing a bunch of negative things about Diana, including that she was having affairs and a bunch of things, when we all know Charles was very busy having the bulk of the affairs, right? But anyways, you know how that goes. But guys, I did get a sacrifice card around the royal family. Them toasting and being happy about something, maybe the sacrifice. And Spirit letting me know the disappearing acts. Catherine disappearing all these months. We have not heard this woman speak in months. Let alone just forget seeing her, but we've not even really heard her speak. If we don't believe the AI video and her announcing cancer, then she hasn't really spoken to us. She hasn't addressed the public in a while. Makes you wonder why all this was, what this is about. So I'm going to do one last question, and I'm just going to see how Catherine is feeling in general, health-wise right now. Just a couple of cards. All right, Spirit, what's the energy for Princess Catherine? How's she feeling? Wow. Wow, how's she feeling right now? I'm getting a lot of cards, and I'm going to share them with you all in a second. Any other card, Spirit? One last card. And I'll share this all with everyone based on what's coming out. Wow. Ooh. Okay. We got a bunch of cards coming out. Okay. What I'm getting here is when I get the twin flame, this always represents Rose, and Spirit has already given me Rose. Since we just did that reading, I just got roses, smell the roses. But when Spirit references Rose to me in most of my oracle decks, I usually get the card of twin flame that represents her. So Spirit is letting me know right now for her around Catherine, there's loss, there's sorrow, and there's grief, and there's depression. This is how she's feeling. She's feeling that her husband is with Rose, the twin flame energy. He got this only you energy for you. I'm devoted, I'm attached, I crave you, is what he gives Rose. I got the masculine energy, which is in the other deck. She gave me the same card to reference him. She's saying that the foundation, her family, is falling apart. She thought that she was his soulmate. They thought she had this deep love and this connection. Unfortunately, she has to put up her boundaries like she gave me in the other deck here. It seems like boundaries are it's an important thing to her because we also got it in the other deck. But she's definitely energy-wise giving me off that boundaries right now is where she's at in her marriage. She's put up her boundaries. And the masculine energy is coming out again, just in a different way of how she represents her husband, energy-wise, what's coming through. But she's very depressed about her family falling apart, as most women would be. Or let's just say before they got to her, because Spirit is saying there's sacrifices that were made, that's where she was at. Hopefully, Catherine, nothing has happened to her. I know a lot of us were getting death cards, and it makes me wonder if she is still in danger, because tarot gives us the past, the present, and the future. And sometimes when we get cards, and many readers are getting cards like death cards, it's not that we're wrong. It could be that it's not the right timing, that it's actually up ahead. So I don't know how everyone is viewing this, but after seeing Catherine, I have more questions than I have answers. I'm a little concerned about the scar on the side of her face, how she got that, if it was something that happened at the Sandringham estate, whether she has been in isolation, as I had seen in this card, and away from her husband after the incident happened, and if he has been, as Spirit said here in these cards, using her children, keeping her children away from her. I wonder if something like happened. She came out the hospital from her accident, and he's had the children and the control of the children ever since. So I'm wondering a lot of things. It's a little concerning. I don't think they're the loving and happy couple, and it seemed very forced and very uncomfortable for Catherine. But that will be my take on the Trooping the Colors, you all. Let me know what you all think. I'm very interested in hearing what it is. Over here, I'm very open-minded based on the conspiracies of whether you think it's a clone. Do you think MK Ultra happened already, and Harry energy that we did the reading on, did he predict correctly? Is he right? Do you think she's somewhat underneath it already? Did the smiles look kind of forced to you? A lot of people were saying she was walking kind of funny. What do you all think? You know, I think what we have seen on this channel consistently is her legal problems and her marital issues. And Spirit has let me know through most of my readings that the divorce was something that was a real thing. And a lot of the allegations allegedly could have some weight to them. We did get 2 death cards, unfortunately. One came out of Zara's energy, which I'm curious about because Zara was not participating in the Trooping the Colors. What does Zara know? What upset her? Does she think Catherine is really Catherine, or is Catherine someone else to her? I don't know. We're going to do a lot of readings, and we're going to see what we can come up with, because a lot of this stuff has to be revisited now that Catherine has presented herself, right? So if you guys like my quick read around their energy somewhat right now that Catherine has presented herself, and you're interested in some other deeper dives we can do on the royal family, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, you all, thank you very much. Bye-bye.